I am so happy because after 4 years, I recently got to set foot in this incredible space to hike through this slot canyon and on through this landscape to respectfully take in these tent rock formations and the extraordinary views from above. To visit, there are permits as well as respect required, and I'm going to tell you all about it now. Hey y'all, I'm Raymond, and I share my photos and videos from my real travels to inspire you to go see and learn for yourself. This video is about visiting Kasha-Katuwe Tent Rocks National Monument. Let's get started. Kasha-Katuwe translates to White Cliffs. It's important for everyone to know that to enter the monument, you must first respectfully enter the pueblo. The pueblo reached a stewardship and preservation agreement with the Bureau of Land Management in 2001 to designate this site a national monument with full protections. During the pandemic, the stewards of this land chose to close the site. Access by the public remained closed until the end of 2024, and when I found out, I could not wait to be back in the area to get my reservation to see this amazing place. You'll need 2 permits that can easily be purchased online. The first is your Purple Pass, which is your entrance permit to the pueblo. The second is your BLM Pass that gets you into the monument. One Purple Pass covers everyone in your car, but you'll need a BLM Pass for each individual person. Purchasing both is a really easy process. I booked my passes roughly 3 to 4 weeks out. I wanted the earliest entry possible, 8 a.m., primarily to beat the heat as much as possible. I drove to the Pueblo Visitor Center and I checked in with my Purple Pass. Then I waited in line with the other cars to be escorted by lead car through the Pueblo to the monument gates. From there, I showed my second pass and drove roughly 4 miles to the trailhead. I found a shaded parking spot and quickly hit the trail with ample water and other provisions for the sun. Just for reference, it was late June, and by the time I hit the trail, it was around 9 a.m. It was only 64 degrees. Right away, you see these beautiful white cliffs and an impressive balancing formation or two. It wasn't long before I was where the cave loop meets the Slot Canyon out and back trail. The trail is incredibly well marked and maintained, but make sure to note the trail hazards. I headed into the canyon, which was beautiful and shaded for about half a mile. Honestly, had the whole hike just been this canyon, I would have still spent hours there and been incredibly happy. But I hiked on to see the hoodoo views from the top. Geologically, the rock in this area is Peralta tuff, formed roughly 7 million years ago after the eruption of 20 or more small volcanoes to the northwest of this site. All the layers you see are lasting evidence of cycles of separate volcanic eruptions over and over again. Cycles of eruption, debris settling and hardening, and then the tuff was shaped by wind and water into what we see today, these tent rocks or hoodoos. We are seeing what rock was too hardened to be carved away by nature over millions of years. I captured the different terrain and conditions throughout the hike along the way, so I'll make a follow-up video with just that footage so you can see the whole experience. In brief, you're hiking on sandy soil and rocks. The trail is in good shape and well cleared, but there are a few spots where you will need to use your hands to assist over boulders and such. The switchback portion is your major elevation gain and goes on for about half a mile as well. But the payoff is this beautiful ridgeline with views all around. I'll have better video footage in the next video. Just a reminder, everything past the cave loop is an out and back trail, so you'll go back down the way you came through the switchbacks and Slot Canyon. But for me, the good news was I got to revisit some things I absolutely loved on the way up and see them from a completely different angle, take them in a new way. More of this kind of footage in the next video. When you meet back up with the cave loop, I recommend finishing the 0.7 miles and seeing it all. The archaeological record dates human inhabitants as far back as 7,500 years ago. The loop is named for the cave carved into the volcanic rock and used by humans between 1200 and 1540. Even with the sun beating down, my camera was able to show the soot marks from the inhabitants' fires. An unexpected favorite was towards the end of the loop, not far from the parking lot, was this collection of tent rocks. Following the last of the trail through them was a great end to a great hike. All in all, from car door to car door, I clocked in at 3.9 miles. It took me right at about 2 hours with all the stops to soak in the views and picture taking. It was worth every step, and I feel so fortunate to have reserved on a day that the temps were between 64 and 84 degrees Fahrenheit. Hats off to the Pueblo and the Bureau for their good stewardship. Because of you, these resilient spaces can still be seen and appreciated. Support your local lands, your public lands, folks, please. Because once they're gone, they can never come back the same. Ask questions in the comments, follow, like, and share.